Okay, students, this equation requires us to find the key attributes of a linear function given 2 points. So um, we'll get started. Let's use, I guess I can use my pencil here. The graph of a linear function passes through the points -6, 14, and 6, -7. Identify the key features of the graph. We want to identify the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and the slope. And so we know we can do that if it's written in this format: y equals mx plus b. And we have a special equation we use in Desmos for this, but what we're going to do is organize our information first. So let's go ahead and organize our information. I'm going to create a table of the values. So I'm using the line button. And then I'm going to actually put in my values for X and Y. So I'll put X here and Y here. And my first point, as you saw earlier, my points were -6, 14, and 6, -7. So we're going to go ahead and put that here. So as -6 was my X value and the Y value was 14. My next point was 6 and -7. And so I'm organizing my information, and what we're looking for the x-intercept and y-intercept. So we know, just for information, the x-intercept is when y is equal to 0. So we're looking on the chart for when we have a 0 for the y, we know we got our x-intercept. Oh, my bad. Let me just type this as we'll have our x-intercept when we know the y value is 0. Okay. For the y-intercept, and I'm going to use the text for this, the y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. So those are the two key things to help you understand x-intercept and y-intercept. So when this value here, let's put a 0 here for the x value. When that's 0, then we know we have the y-intercept. So I'm going to write that here just as a reminder, so you'll know when to recognize the y-intercept and x-intercept in a graph. So we're trying to find these things here. We're trying to find the x-intercept, and we're trying to find the y-intercept. So what equation we're going to put in Desmos to do this? We're going to use the y1 one. So let me show you the equation. We're going to use this, but instead of the equal sign, we're going to use what is called the tilde, which is a squiggly line. We're going to have y, and we're going to use the values from our table: y1 tilde m x1, m is slope, and plus the b, which is the y-intercept. So what happens is the Desmos can give you the information that you need for that. I'm having difficulty with my pencil right here. No problem. B. We don't put a 1 on it. We're just doing y1 tilde mx1 plus b. So let's go to the next page and see how we get this in here. So first we have to remember our points. There was -6, 14, which we have it over here, and 6, -7. So the first step is to click the plus to create a table. And notice the table has x1 and y1. So we're going to put -6 and 14. And sometimes I just forget the point. 6, -7. So the next point is 6, -7. So I go tab and put 6, -7. Now remember, we're going to use the equation y1. So what you want to do is you want to bring up your keyboard. And so the keyboard is here at the bottom. So open it up, and that'll help you with determining how to type this in. So let me show you. I open it up and I press Y. Then I just press 1. It automatically makes it a subscript. Then I want to find that tilde. The tilde is on the ABC, which is located right here. Tilde M. Then we go back to the 1, 2, 3 and find my X1 plus, and we need the letter B, so we go to ABC and grab our B. All right. Of course, you can use your actual keyboard on your laptop if you so wish. All right, so now that we have this, we see that the slope is a -1.75. So let's type M here, and it retypes the slope here for you. The reason why you do that is so you can toggle the mixed number, the decimal, to a fraction, which is -7 divided by 4. So it toggles it on and off. Just remember that. The y-intercept, I can type it here, and I can also toggle that on and off to be a decimal or a fraction. So I know those values. So since I know those values, I can write out my equation. Y equals -1.75x plus 3.5. And notice that this graph right on top of the red one, which the one Desmos generated for us, okay? So from this, I can see that my y-intercept is 0. I mean, the y-intercept is 0, 3.5, so the intercept's at 3.5. The x-intercept, where this line crosses, this linear function crosses the x-axis, is at 2, 0. And my slope, as we see, is a -1.75. As a fraction, is a -7/4. So I have all of my information that I need right here to move forward. Now, what I encourage some students to do is I click the gear button and change this equation here that you've written to a table. And then you can start asking all kinds of questions. You can see that it picked up on the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Is right here. So if I want just to highlight that so y'all can see it, let me see what color I want to use. Let's use red. Yeah, so this is my y-intercept, and this is my x-intercept, because the x-intercept is when y is 0. The y-intercept is when x is 0. So this is my y-intercept, which is our B. And this is our x-intercept, which we don't have a letter for it. We just call it x-intercept, X-I-N-T. All right, so that's my x-intercept. And the other one is my y-intercept. All right, so we're going to go back and we're going to put in our answers. All right, so we know what they are. Let's go back here. Our x-intercept was, wow, 2, 0, yeah. And we're going to press submit. Got that right. The y-intercept is located at 0, 3.5, I believe. We can go back and check it. And our slope as a fraction, let's go see what our slope was. I think it was negative, yeah, because it's a falling line. And we can see that our slope is a -1.75, which is a -7/4. All right, and so we got all our answers. We submit them, and we get everything right. So just to summarize what we just did, we found the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and the x-intercept was at 2, 0. Remember, the x-intercept is when the y value is 0, and that's your x-intercept. The x-intercept is at 2. That's where it crosses. The y-intercept is when the x value is 0. So here the x value is 0, but the y-intercept is at 3.5. And then our slope will go over here so you can see our slope on the equation. Our slope came out to be negative 7.5, negative 1.75. I typed M here, and this toggled it to, pressing this toggles it on and off to decimal and fraction. So when I click it, I can see the decimal. When I click it again and it's highlighted, it changes it to a fraction. And what did we use? What equation did we use? We used this Desmos y1 tilde mx1 plus b. How do we get it? By clicking this keyboard and typing it in. All right, students, I think that's it for this one. I've shown you 2 examples, the micro lesson, and this is practice 5, which is slide number 16. So you all go ahead and continue working on your own and demonstrate that you understand it. All right.